Beautiful, welcome. Now it's time to take a look at the cost of looking this good.
Jealousy.
It's okay. But this is Wellness Central, where the focus is on your health. And today we're exploring the burgeoning trend of cosmetic surgery and also looking good in Nigeria. With Lagos emerging as the epicenter of this new craze, it seems like more and more Nigerians are opting for surgical enhancements to achieve their desired looks. And it's not just Nigerians. I mean, Lagos has become a hotspot for medical tourism, believe it or not, attracting patrons from across the world, they say. Now, the reason, it's significantly cheaper to get cosmetic procedures done here compared to other parts of Africa. I don't want to say the world, yes, but at least in Africa.
Well, some persons are always flying to Turkey as well. I wonder why. Well, the affordability is drawing this diverse crowd, as we see it, from celebrities to everyday people looking to enhance their appearances as well. But as with all things, there's a flip side. While the cost might be lower, the risks can be quite high. Recently, a doctor was sentenced to a year in prison for causing the death of a patient during a cosmetic procedure. Now, this tragic incident highlights the potential dangers involved.
So today we'll be talking to a medical expert on the subject to get a comprehensive view on the situation. We'll also discuss the regulatory framework in place to protect patients. Let's welcome inside the studio Dr. Osigbeme Awudu, Chief Medical Director, Sholema Aesthetic and Laser Clinic. You are welcome, sir. Good to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for coming on. I mean, let's get started very quickly. From your introduction, clearly you are aesthetics, right?
Yes.
So there's this aesthetics part of it, and then there's the non-invasive part of it and invasive part of looking good, right? Yes. So let's start there and just help us, tell us the disparity.
A bit of definition for all these demarcations.
And it's very important we do that because there's a general conception where people mistake the two. The field of aesthetics or cosmetics, as this is, has both the non-invasive or minimal invasive, which is where I play, to the properly invasive, where you have more in terms of the plastic surgeons. So aesthetic medicine, which is what I practice, is sort of a subset of dermatology, but it's to do with the outward appearance, the physical appearance of people using non-invasive to minimal invasive procedures. Things like botulinum toxin injections, fillers, different devices to create an outward appearance the patient
What
is
does
seeking.
Botox lie? Is that invasive or non-invasive?
So it would be considered a minimal invasive. Minimal invasive.
Okay. And do we do that here in Nigeria, Botox?
Oh, gosh, we've been doing it
you
here.
would
I've been
know.
practicing since 2011.
Oh,
Since
wow.
2011. So talk to me. In plastic surgery, right? There's plastic surgery where they go in for the BBLs,
Correct.
the tummy tucks as well,
Yes.
breast enlargement,
Correct.
reduction. There's a whole shebang, as well as fat loss as well.
Yes.
Can it be non-invasive? Is there a way where it can be minimal?
Absolutely. So quite often, a lot of people come to see us first, so the aesthetic medical practitioners, to try. Except, let me rephrase that. It depends on what you're looking for, what the patient's outcome is looking for. There's only so much you can do minimal invasively or non-invasively. We have devices to help with fat loss, but you'll be dealing with pockets of fats, pockets of fat around your neck, your tummies, or wherever they may be. So we're using different procedures, whether it be fat freezing, cryotherapy, different type of things to reduce that. But then if you want sort of like major changes to your body, then you'll be looking into the surgical side of it, where they'll be doing things like liposuction, tummy tucks, fat transfer. So I think it depends on what you're seeking, but there are devices and procedures we could do for helping the external appearance.
Okay, so I'm going to come to the actual cost, maybe later on in this conversation.
Sure.
But first I wanted to ask about location. Why is Lagos a hotbed currently? Why are people coming to Lagos for these procedures, especially the invasive kind? Who are these people exactly? Are they people from all walks of life, or celebrities, or just normal everyday Nigerians? Or why Lagos?
Expertise. I think in terms of Africa, we have become quite Nigerians don't carry last, as they say.
We're the nip and tuck capital of Africa.
The expertise is here. We're getting, over the last 10 years, I've been practicing here for more than that, you've seen the expertise level go up. And there has to be the side of it to be the price point, without a doubt. It's like you had earlier said in your introduction, the cost of doing these procedures here as compared to abroad, where there are the costs, apart from the procedure, you have the cost of travel, cost of the accommodation and all that. You don't have those factors here, and the expertise level has started increasing significantly. So it's become an attractive place for people to come and get these procedures. I've got patients who leave abroad to come here to get certain procedures because it's
who
cheaper.
These patients are exactly.
Oh, it's a wide variety. No. It's everybody. There's no more. It's no longer in the realm of those who can just afford it. Everybody wants to look good.
Sorry, something in my throat there.
But I mean, I'm so glad you just talked about it. Everyone wants to look good. Nigeria is becoming the epicenter of this kind of procedures because at the end of the day, we all just want to look good, and Nigerians are, when it comes to looking at the metrics, it's not our fault. Nigerians we're just trendsetters. But because of everyone wants to look good, is that why we're now seeing more quacks or quacks?
Unfortunately, there's a good side of this, and unfortunately, there's the not too good side of it. Our regulations hasn't caught up. To be fair, it's not just Nigeria. To be fair, even abroad, there are a lot of underhanded practices that go on. England, where I practice also part-time, there are a lot of funny skin clinics. I heard that.
Let it out.
No, not too much.
Not too much, but let it out.
Where things are, if you want it done, you want your Botox done cheap and cheerful, there's certain places you go to.
Really?
Wow.
Oh, absolutely. There's a huge demand, and not everybody can afford it. And there always, where there's money to be made, there'll be those who want to bend the rules in every work of life. So it's not just, what I'm trying to get at, it's not just a problem of Nigeria. It's a problem across the world.
So,
there's some high-profile people that have passed away in America.
Yeah.
Right. So, and then with that now comes a talk about regulation. Is the system or the space, is it because it's new, there's not much of regulation, or is there even regulation to begin with, some attention to it?
Not enough, but again, the specialty itself is it's a new specialty. People are just beginning to understand it as a specialty. It was also, there was a long time where it was in the space of spas who did facials and then did things like peels and stuff like that. So it's finding its footing in the medical space. And, it's still relatively new. As long as 8 years ago, very few people, the percentage of people who knew about the whole aesthetic space, cosmetic space, was limited. I think, no doubt, what we will see with time, the more prevalent it's become, will be regulations will fall in.
Okay. So you're the wrong person to ask about morality because you make money out of this. I mean, well, the non-invasive kind. But I'm playing the devil's advocate here when I ask about the morality of it. Do we have people who are from all walks of life, and I mean even preachers, pastors and all, who also engage in these kinds of procedures just to look good? Is there anything wrong with wanting to look good and going under the knife or using non-invasive measures?
I mean, for lack of sounding biased, and this is what I truly believe, it's skin health. Aesthetic, looking good, does so much for your well-being. It's not just about, what's wrong in looking good? We take care of our bodies, we take care of internal health.
Devil's advocate?
We take care of our internal health, which we're meant to do. There are factors, unfortunately, environmental factors that affect our appearances. And I think it's actually necessary, not just...
Which is the more prevalent one, the most, what's the word, common procedure that people go through with? And be honest here.
In Nigeria? Are we speaking as a global?
In Lagos, in Nigeria. Which is the one people, often would come to you for and say, or would go for?
I think in my clinic, in my practice, the number one thing that makes a difference would be our skin appearance.
Skin.
Yeah?
Okay.
The quality of the skin. Because as Africans, as blacks, one of the prevailing things we have as affecting us is a condition called acne.
Okay.
So acne is big for our skin type, and then we live in the tropics with the sun exposure, we get hyperpigmentation, which is where we go darker.
Follow up to that, and I'm curious because I mean everybody is, so I'm asking for everybody. Research purpose only. Where does the BBL fall in this hierarchy of one skin? Number two would be what?
So again, if you speak, you have to split the two.
Yeah.
If in the aesthetic space, in the minimal invasive state, your skin appearance and Botox would be the top one. In the surgical space, without a doubt, the Brazilian butt lift or some sort of body contouring would be the number one thing sought after. The amount of BBLs we've seen has shot up in the last 3-4 years, shot up significantly, and there are multiple factors to,
You are into, and this is basically aesthetics, skincare, that's your field. So I'm going to use myself as a specimen. Looking at me, I need my profile. Can you help me? So doctor's going to look at me. I like to think I have a very good skin and tell me what I would need. Just take a look at me.
You really want to go there on live TV?
Yeah, why?
Just for no, the reason why is your field is literally skincare, right? So an average woman of my age and when they walk into your clinic, what is the one thing you would say I need to get?
It's extremely difficult to do it.
It's all about
because
layers.
You've got quite a lot of makeup. But even through the makeup, I can see that you have oily skin types. So you've got quite a few comedones, what we call comedones, at your forehead. Obviously, you're coming to a middle age where certain things start happening, where you have lines and wrinkles. So I'll be recommending, but not just your skin quality, which we can improve. I'll be suggesting conditions like botulinum toxin injections, fillers to help with softening up the lines and wrinkles.
Okay.
I'm so sorry I'm in the corner here laughing because very early in my career, I learned never to use myself as the guinea pig when it comes to health.
No, I love it. I'm a good sport. I enjoy it.
Oh, trust me, not after today, because you're going to look back at this. He said I have oily skin.
Of course I do. I have combination oily, so my teeth.
How much would that cost, however?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the cost, the actual cost.
It's getting cheaper, to be fair, compared to when I started practicing 15, 20 years ago.
For great skin, we're looking at what?
What would it cost?
Somewhere
Depends
around.
on how quickly you want it to be done.
Tomorrow.
I think timing is also, if you're patient and you're willing to be at it for, say, 6 months, you'll be looking at anywhere from, to be modest, ₦500,000 all the way up to 10 million naira.
Wow. The cost of looking good. Wow. That seems a lot, and we're only just talking about skin here. We haven't gone into the invasive processes and all. That must get more and more expensive.
That's a totally different game.
Dr. Osigbeme, it's a pleasure having you in here.
Thank you so much for
Thank you
coming
for
in.
having me.
We'll be shipping Judith over.
I'll be more than glad to go.